Okay. So saying that, welcome everyone. And we will be exploring what does it mean, efficient website, web presence nowadays. Saying that, let me introduce our mentor for tonight. But as I said, it will be collaborative learning experience for everyone. Everyone will find something to learn from others, that's for sure. And it's so good to have Shana facilitating this. Saying that, I will make Shana co-host, please. Shana, you ready?
I'm ready.
And then we will start.
Great, thank you. Welcome everyone. It's wonderful to share this space with you. Professional background for me, I'm a freelance self-taught website developer. My HTML, CSS, PHP, a little bit of JavaScript, Drupal, some WordPress. I don't really enjoy WordPress. What's great about having your own business is that you can choose what you want to do.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah. So but besides my technical background, I have a natural preference and predisposition towards communication, towards understanding the human experience. And that's been a great combination with my enjoyment of the sort of creative power that technology gives us. And that has fashioned me into an entrepreneur. And so as an entrepreneur, I have also studied marketing, not in a formal sense, but in a very informal and applied sense, because we can build castles in cyberspace, but the problem and the question is, how do we, number one, get people there? And then number two, once we have them there, do we actually successfully connect with them? And that's what we're really talking about today, because that's what makes an efficient and an effective online web presence. Effective is an important word because we're talking about the power, the ability to make an impact. Efficient is an important word because we have a very small space within which to do that. We want to make an efficient use of somebody's attention span because otherwise they're gone. So I want to just kind of flow through some concepts that seem pretty obvious, but I found my own mind opening up a little bit deeper into these topics as I was assembling these thoughts to be with you here today. And then we're going to look through some examples of websites and how well they actually implemented these concepts. So let me see here. Okay. I went with, I'm just talking about communication. I think that it's really good to go with images. I did not go with very many images in my slides today, so I'll have to put up with that. But anyway. Wow. And I'm also learning how to use Google presentation. All right, so creating an efficient and effective web presence, planning your online strategy. This covers messaging, but also the way the messaging actually plugs into your website, and all the different ways that that's important. And Yuli is going to help me with that too. Okay, let me ask you this. Are there any of these questions that you did not answer? People were talking about your name and what your experience is. Can I ask you what service are you selling, or are you working for a company that's selling something? Selling and serving are the same thing. So how are you serving people, or how is your company serving people?
Who wants to go first? It's the moment of your pitch, but it's applicable to your website.
I will. We are, for my case, we are trying to. We set up events that are focused on improv or humor, and we have to have a web presence 24 hours a day. So we also are trying to do workshops. So we're trying to give, and we set up events in unusual places sometimes, but also in regular venues as well. So the service is arts, communication, so further communication beyond the online presence. So an online presence, but also communication beyond or face-to-face, encouraging face-to-face communication. That's in a nutshell what we try to do, but in a humor and a positive activities.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah, thank you. And you serve people online or in person?
But well, the plan is to do both. Primarily, it's been in person, but we, to reach out to people and to, sort of like give an example. Everybody's connected to the internet, so a lot of times the question will be, well, can you show us a video, or can you show us, how can I get connected to you by Facebook or by MeWe or whatever?
Right. That's a very interesting and important point, that businesses that are comfortable or happy or desire to work in person, bricks and mortar businesses, actually have to have an online presence now, because there's such a natural habit and convenience that people have for interacting online or acquiring information online. So that's an interesting point that your experience has raised. Who would like to go next?
Chuba, please feel free to text in chat. Let us know about you. You can answer on all these questions. Alexis, you want to go next?
Yeah, for sure. I mentioned this a little bit before some of us joined, but I work at a local nonprofit, and what we do is make expert services accessible to local manufacturers. So with us being geographically limited, targeting people through our website is a little bit difficult unless you're paying for it. We offer these services both virtually and in person, depending on the service. Some are more effective in person than others, but some can be done virtually. And we basically use our website as a platform for education and to see how that can sort of help our audience realize the value out of getting these sorts of services that can seem a little bit, I don't know how to put it, like luxurious to our typical manufacturers. A lot of them are just used to doing it on their own. So out of this course, I was sort of hoping to get a little bit of an understanding in looking forward to shaping our website a little bit differently. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like yet. I was expected to manage it with the understanding that because I graduated with a degree in marketing that I know how to manage a website, which isn't necessarily the case. So I was hoping to start to sort of create the frame for what I want it to look like in the future, and then hopefully acquire the skills to make it look that way. Our website is WordPress, and it was created by like a third-party resource before I started working there. So a lot of the code is all locked up, and I can't necessarily get to it, or would I know what to do with it when I got to it at this point? But yeah.
Great.
Sounds very relevant and very dear to my heart, because we are all in Hudson Valley and local. And I'm wondering, you are very much trying to find local people, as you said, targeting regional manufacturers. So how do you think they can find you?
Yeah, that's difficult. We try and use, Hudson Valley and a lot of our keywords and everything. So that hopefully on the day that someone looks up service providers near me and they're in the Hudson Valley, that will come across them. But because we've used our site as more of an informational standpoint, I've noticed a lot of our audience is like college students and operations management and stuff. Yeah. So we're not necessarily appealing to the correct audience. While it's not ineffective, it's not the people that we want to reach. Cool. We're reaching people, just not who.
That's exactly the point. Okay. That's the message, I believe, of today. Anyone else? Maybe Maggie? You just joined, and this is the moment to introduce yourself. Please unmute yourself and tell us what's your objectives. Hello, Maggie. I'm just wondering if Mike is not available for you. Okay. Who else wants to do a quick survey? Some brave people need it. Yay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. My name is Maggie, and currently I am unemployment. And my last job, I work in New Jersey, but I live in Pennsylvania. Okay. And my last job I was as a web graphic designer, but I did side by side with developer. So I maintain and update the company website. The website was done in WordPress, and I did not know PHP, but I learned a little bit to apply to maintain and update the website. So I have a background in more like front-end developer for web, front-end web developer on my previous job. So so right now I just saw this this group online. It was something about like web development. So I really interested because my goal is I want to learn more in web development, not just coding, but I just want to learn user experience, more technology, what compatible. Yes. So actually a lot of things that I need to learn more in order for me to get the new job, hopefully soon. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Maggie. Yes. It sounds fantastic. It sounds exactly a good fit and use case we keep seeing here with all developers.
Thank you.
You will benefit a lot if you will attend this series of all free, for sure. And let's get in touch after this, because I didn't see you registered, so I don't have your email, but I will be glad to invite you to the next meetings.
Sure, I will. I just registered now. I just registered before I get in. I forgot about it. So busy whole day. So, so by the time 6 o'clock, so I ran in and then I registered.
That's good.
I was wondering that it couldn't let me in because I registered so late.
Yeah, I'm trying to embrace and welcome everyone.
Thank you. So excited.
Yes, good. Anyone else want to speak up? We're doing this little survey just to get your problems addressed. So I'm wondering.
Yes. Here. Sure. Even though I'm currently unemployed, but I volunteer at our local library. I'm helping them restructure and organize their WordPress site. Mm-hmm. And as of last night, we had a town board meeting in which we were talking about a survey that was recently done here in town. And most people felt a disconnection between things that were going on in town and, you know, and the residents. So we popped up a couple of ideas of developing a newsletter. Mm-hmm. Or a local business directory. And I mean, it's in the very, very primitive stages of planning. But we hope that in the next upcoming months, we are able to better connect the residents and, you know, the patrons of the library with information relevant to our town.
So you will design it as a website or as an e-blast? What do you think?
As of right now, I think that the idea is that the newsletter is going to be like an e-blast type of situation, but the directory is going to be more of a former like website in which people can browse through categories of different services that are provided by different businesses within the area.
Good.
What is your town?
It's Steventown. It's a very, very tiny town on the border between Massachusetts and New York.
Oh, okay.
Capital region, I believe, right? It belongs to
Yes,
capital region.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Does Dale want to speak? Dale is new. Dale?
Feel free to unmute yourself. Some people are struggling with mic presence. We got the round of networking already covered. So since you joined late, it's just welcome to unmute yourself and let us know what's your interest. So if not, we shall move forward, I guess. Okay, Shana.
Okay. So let's see. Where's my notes? Okay, so no matter what business we are in, we're in the business of creating moments of transformation in people's lives. Whose life does your product or service transform? And to bring relevance to people, in other words, to connect with them so that they can become aware of the transformation that you can bring to them, we have to be able to speak their language effectively. So again, I'm going to go quickly through these, and then we're going to just explore this with some website examples to really get an idea.
Yeah, I think it's very relevant to the case which Alexis was addressing.
Yes.
Okay.
So, so just like we have a wide world of websites, right? We also have a wide world of people. Not everybody is a customer. A customer is specifically a person who buys your product or service. And a happy customer represents a human experience of transformation that's facilitated by your product or service. So one of the questions we have to ask ourselves is, whose life does our product or service transform? This transformation, no matter how big or small, is what needs to be communicated all throughout your business's online presence. And then your messaging has to build a bridge from your potential client's perception. So now we've got customers and then we have potential customers. And was it Alexis, you were talking about your website is being used primarily in an educational function. But it's connecting with a different group than what you're looking for. So there's a mismatch between the bridge is leading to the wrong place, right?
Right.
The way the words are. Okay, so who do you want for a customer? Do you want everyone as a customer?
Who are you asking?
I don't know. I can see. There's people I can see and there's people I can't see. So Alexis was nodding her head. No. But, right. The more, the better. Right. That's what we can often think of. Is my product is great and everyone should use it.
Yeah, everyone.
But the truth is that we don't want to reach everyone under the sun. I don't know if you have ever found yourself in a small room with someone who does not share your values, but nonetheless you are sharing a conversation, and how uncomfortable that can be. Like, we don't want to be in the same room with a misfit client because it's miserable for us and it's miserable for them. Then there's no magic of transformation going on. There's just people feeling like they're not getting served. Both the person who's serving, the business that's serving, is not being served by the energy that they're putting out. And the person who has been temporarily attracted to their light is not feeling served by their light. So we only want, as a customer, the people that actually have the problem that we solve with our product or service.
And actually, for those of you who are coming from marketing background, it shall resonate very well, because the main reason of your service is just to transform, help transform, right? Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Wasted money, wasted efforts. Happy customers will pay a lot. Okay.
So looking a little bit at the technical side too of our conversation, who else has a business interest in matching us up with the people who have the problem that we solve? Any ideas?
And what context are you speaking in? The context of a web or a context of our individual businesses?
Well, my hint is, how do we find things on the web?
Okay.
I believe Will, when joined, he said, I'm looking for my tribe. I'm looking for people to network. I'm looking for a job. Is it still relevant?
Yes, it is.
Do you think this question or this statement resonates with you? Not the previous one, not search engines. You can play two sides, both sides of the market. You can be the one who is searching, you can be the one who is offering. And the trick is how to make those relevantly.
Okay, you're asking me a question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's relevant to you. Who else has a business interest in matching us up with the people who have the problem that we solve? So this...
Oh, no, ma'am, it's not relevant to me.
Okay. So
at this time, it's not, no.
This question resonates for businesses, right? Websites
Yes,
and businesses only, not individuals.
Well,
unless the business is you as an individual, you could consider yourself as a business.
That's also the point, okay. Because I see the hint, how do we find things on the web, which is serving individual.
You know what, this question is a very good question to keep in your back pocket for anything that you're doing, because it's lateral thinking. We often think of our business interest as something that we're trying to accomplish. Our customer is either our target or our ally, and other people who offer things in our market are the competition or the enemy. Maybe we might have that perception, but it's really good exercise to ask ourselves this question: who else has a business interest in matching us up with the people who have the problem that we solve? Because, for instance, being on unemployment, the protagonists in that story are yourself and the job that you want. That's the match that you're trying to make. But the Office of Unemployment has a business interest in helping you make that match. People actually also create businesses that are matchmaking businesses. But for the purposes of understanding how we want to structure our website, what we're specifically thinking of is search engines. Search engines are in the business of matching people with what they're searching for. Search engines sometimes feel, I can tell you from personal experience, sometimes they feel like an enemy because they keep ignoring you. But the truth is that they are a friend, because search engines, their entire existence is about digesting the words that people use to find the things that they're looking for. And that's what we want to make our website findable and relatable once people get there, to make our website efficient and effective at matchmaking people with the impact that we can deliver in their lives. We want to find what's the language that people use, to think about their problem, to understand the potential of transformation that they can have. And then we want to also understand what is the best way to make use of that language in our website so that search engines recognize us as the match that they want to make for the people that have the problem that we solve. Does that make sense?
It's an interesting angle. Usually it's skipped and people don't think this way.
Yeah, I'm late to that party myself.
As a web developer.
As a web developer, completely late to that party. But understanding it now, not only that, it's intimidating. It's a little bit intimidating to try to, you know, when we're coding, that's really concrete. That's like you type these things and then this happens. This is a much more sort of soft skill endeavor. It's very much like a getting into the emotions and the human experience. Okay, so we need to reveal our value to our potential customers and to the search engines. That's what I was just saying. Okay, so the tools that we need to use: ideal client language, user journey on our website, and search engine optimization and ADA compliance. So all of these things work together. And that's what we'll explore in a few website examples and discussion today to understand more about what that is. So here's just a canvas of the process of finding our ideal client language. Our client has things they need to accomplish that are on their mind. They have pains they want to solve, and they have benefits or dreams or change that they want to grow into or somehow get to. And we want to match our language to their experience. So that's where we have the square on the left, where our products and services need to match the tasks that our customer needs to accomplish. Our pain relievers need to match the pains that they experience. And the gain creators, or the benefits that our product or service can produce, need to match the gains that the customer is looking for.
So if it's this match, then what's going on?
Who are you asking?
I don't know, the crowd. Let's brainstorm a little bit. What's happened?
Question, please.
When your customers' needs are not aligned with what you're trying to sell, so what scenarios are possible? Customers can leave your website coming and being disappointed and leave it, despite all efforts and money and budgets you spent on your website, right? This is the first negative scenario.
I would be amazed if you could even measure that, but yes, that's a great goal if you can measure that. But yes, I understand what you're saying, and that is to me, it's like a philosophical type question that it's hard to get a good answer to that question. But good question.
That's what search engine machines actually what serves. They serve this need with your GA, Google Analytics, and search panel, right? They tend to help you to understand this.
Well, have you heard the proposition that sometimes customers don't know exactly what they need, or they have a false perception? So you have to sometimes coax your client or your employer.
Yes, that's true. You have to educate, you have to guide them. And there is another image people are using, or concept people are using, called funnel, right? But suddenly it has to match either, okay, if customers are well educated or like not educated, but then well educated, you still have to have something relevant to their needs, to their profiles, unless you are targeting everyone.
You know what? If you, Noah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to comment on that as well. This is why, most web development companies have UI, UX developers in their teams, because these people focus on the variety, different cultures, different, ways of thinking of the users that will use, either their web applications or the websites. So that if they don't have that component, that's where, things might be a little tricky to understand what are the needs of different clientele.
But I think this is really good note. Thank you, Noel. And that's for sure. User experience designers, first of all, they do a lot of research. How else your desired customer avatar can experience that. But a little bit before the company hired UI, UX personnel, if company is smart enough to do that, I think the company, first of all, has to think about it and just thinking who is the ideal customer they want to serve and how to serve them the best.
Well, that area for sure, you can't just build a business out of the blue and without having that initial thought, but going forward, a UI, UX developer would help you achieve, this that we're seeing right now, matching the pain relievers with the pains and the gain creators and the gains.
In execution,
And the execution.
Good point. Totally agree. So one of the thoughts that I had in response to what you were bringing to the table, Rick, is that one of the tools that we can use, in a sense, to connect with people even when they don't know what they want is if we can connect with the emotions that they're feeling inside their problem.
That's a good point. So emotions inside the problem. So that now, have you shown or have you seen a business case where the company asked, well, how do you feel about this problem, or what are your emotional attachments to this problem or this conundrum? Have you seen a practical experience of that?
As soon as the problem defined, I guess, right? The problem you want to solve. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I disagree with what you're saying, but I mean, it's such a refreshing idea what you're suggesting. But I don't know if I've seen it in a direct fashion per se. I think, ironically, I think maybe I've seen it in the Japanese culture, even though they tend to be not totally direct, but they are very big into serving the customer and even trying to satisfy even their emotional needs, especially in their local markets. Typically, in my viewpoints, from what I've noticed. But anyway, I like where you're going with this. So I'm very curious.
I think it's a good time actually to start. By the way, I don't have a clock because I expanded my screen. There's no time, so I don't know what time it is. But
6:40.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a good time to look at some examples. I would say so.
And explore some wild guessing if this website is serving potential customers. So we will be guessing about customers, I guess, versus what customers are, what the needs are, what the company is offering.
Yes, and how well that's being matched. We'll see how this goes with my navigation here.
Ooh, oy, oy, oy. She put me on spot.
Sorry, I had to start here.
Why did you start with OpenHub first? Oh.
Because I think it's a good demonstration of. You want to come back to this?
No, okay. Now we're getting examined.
Okay, so this is a landing page that's actually in the process of being developed. So here we go. We'll just take a look at it and let's see what you notice. I'm going to scroll. Was it too soon to scroll?
Or maybe just I will put into chat the link, so everyone will have.
That's a good idea.
And the link is bootcamps. Okay.
Yeah, I could put it into chat. That's handy. Is that a good idea?
No problem at all. No worries. Yep, I got it.
Okay, thank you.
So now everybody can scroll, and let's hear from the crowd. Who do you think this page is trying to serve? And what's the problem? Those two questions would be applicable for all websites Shanna cooked for us for tonight. And she has a hard stop at 7, I guess, right?
Is this a real example, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, all examples are real. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
I feel so concerned for this client. To
Me
me,
too.
it's way too vague, and it's gonna probably scare potential clients in many ways. But
Who is potential client?
I assume the potential client is some sort of training services that has to do with some sort of tech, but who knows what type of tech? It could be anywhere from software to phone repair to automotive repair. It doesn't really get very detailed.
Did you have a chance to scroll and see?
Oh, let me look down here.
Okay, yes.
See, then you don't want to do a lot of scrolling with any of your UI, in my opinion. You want to grab them initially. And so already scrolling is a bad thing too.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yes, they need some services, web services. Anyway, I'm joking here, but being serious too. I'm sorry.
No, so the customer you said is the training?
Oh, they're actually web development. Oh my goodness. Are they a web development company? My.
Who is the customer? Let's inspect. Who is the customer here?
I can't go down for some reason. Can you help me scroll down?
Students.
Let's hear from others. Rick missed the point, but maybe it's the bad job of the website. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, the clients are people who are trying to further develop their skills or looking for a career change.
So was it a good job by website to explain or to communicate it, or it's just the smart Noel who recognized this and I don't know.
I mean, it's got a good message, but it's poorly presented.
Okay, what's poor about it? Okay, let's elaborate.
You have to grab the reader or the intended person as quickly as possible.
Right, from the first screen. I hear your message.
Right.
And potential reader, who is the customer?
Somebody who their English is not their first language. This has got enough. It needs to be image. It needs to be more imagery here too. This is heavily into English. So I might have a person who's primarily Spanish or German.
We have one here. We have one here.
Yeah, exactly. So I need this to be cross different languages, number one, to be an international audience, not necessarily just focused on English, and it's heavily language. So it's got good messages, but anyway, I could carry on and on. But
yes, you have some assumptions about customer avatar. So you carry on and on having your assumptions.
I don't want to speak too much. I have to leave, by the way. I really do appreciate this. This is a great program, and I do appreciate it. It allows me to think something about my websites.
Oh,
and
good.
So take care. I have to leave, though. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go to your palms. It looks so awesome. Okay. So I think he took this personally. He was putting himself into the customer avatar shoes. So this website definitely doesn't serve Rick. Am I right?
I don't know if it's the one that's currently up or if this one is going to take the place of it, but your previous website, I think that this does a much better job of exemplifying the skill sets that you preach.
This one.
The last website was relatively, or the current one was relatively basic. And I think that it didn't necessarily highlight the perks of like the education that you were preaching to provide. So I think that this does a much better job at doing that.
Oh, thank you for that. It's not because I like or dislike some people comments, but that's definitely the point. We want to attract, with this one, we want to attract those customers who want to learn or gain skills. This is focused, this is specific. And that's the job we were trying to accomplish here. And I'm wondering how it was it recognized? Okay, thank you, Alexis, for saying good words. Thank you, Noah, to recognizing the customer avatar. It means somehow this purpose was accomplished. Maybe not the best. Definitely critique is welcomed and it has to be welcomed.
You froze a little bit. What did you say? Criticism?
Criticism is welcome.
Yes. That's what I thought.
There are few other websites she wanted us to explore. You want to focus on this a little bit longer or just to explore a few other websites? What do you want to do?
Now, the next three examples are all building things related. They're slightly different. One's a carpenter, one's a contractor, whatever, but I thought it would be interesting to compare sort of the same idea done differently. Obviously, the design here is older. Oh, thank you.
I'm putting those in chat. So what's this? What's this? Can we just guess, wild guess, or recognize who is the customer for this one? I definitely see
someone who wants to have their furniture restored.
Furniture restored, yeah. This is the product, but who needs that? Anyone who needs furniture restored. Or maybe something more specific. Maybe it's an old woman who has her beloved furniture inherited from previous generation, and she's really caring and she doesn't mind how costly it would be. She just wants to save it and preserve it because it reminds her childhood or something. That's what I see.
That's what I see as well, because they're not saying repair, they're saying restoration. So when I see the words restoration in the site, you know, it's specifically towards that target.
Thank you, Noah. So picking the wording, I believe that's where Shana is coming with this. It's not about design right now, but about right, well said value proposition, speaking of the customer's language.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, this is a one-page website, like what we looked at a minute ago.
Okay.
But what do you notice about the customer journey on this one-page website? What can the customer do? How does the customer interact with this website? There's links up here, right? So there's a phone number. Yeah, that's definitely this business wants to be called.
And here is we are entering into the new concept again, which called call to action. So that's business planning. What do they want as a first call to action? Second call to action, third call to action.
Oops. So clicking around just takes me further down the page. That's fine. That's a, you know, that's how it works with a one-page website. However, what are the calls to action on this website?
All links actually.
We have the contact us section there.
Yeah, contact.
But there's no link.
So they want to contact them. It's like first call.
Well,
Call me or contact me, right? And they want to communicate what kind of service is available.
And then they have an article that they'd like you to read.
Is it them or it's a place? Oh, yes, it's them. Okay, I believe it's famous Woodstock woodworker.
So how do you feel that they have connected with the transformation, with the emotion that their ideal client is feeling?
Anyone? Not exciting website? You don't want to explore it further? Switching to the next one? I'm just wondering if it's doing a good job. Yes, it looks a little bit outdated, but maybe it's good if it wants to attract the old-fashioned audience. Okay, let's leave it here.
Let's experience some contrast.
So we're comparing one-pagers right now, to be fair.
Yes, although the third one, the last one is a multi-page website.
Okay.
That's something I wanted to show. So what's happening here?
What's happening, or what the company is selling, and who is the customer for this company?
Yeah, how
home
is
builders?
What?
Yep.
They're home builders.
How do you know?
So I scroll down and read it.
Your screen here doesn't serve it because this is a machine. It's not the home, right? The graphic is representing machine, specific machine, but not home building.
I would guess architecture just on that front page.
Okay.
What do you notice anything about this language? Quality, care, craftsmanship?
It's value proposition.
It all starts with a plan, and then we've got quality. With this picture, how do you feel looking? I don't know if you're looking at your own screen or mine, but if you're looking at my screen, how do you feel looking at this scene?
Brand new, shiny home. Spacious. I want some.
I feel impressed. I feel like, wow, they can do a good job. That looks really nice.
Excuse me.
Okay, bless you.
I feel also that the website inspires trust, you know, because you see testimonials down at the bottom.
Yep.
And even though, you know, the photos look like stock photos, but down at the bottom, there's some things that may look more like the work they do.
That's interesting. I didn't think to myself, oh, these could be stock photos.
Yes, this looks more relevant because all these photos are showing inside interior, which these guys may be not responsible for if they are into architecture or contracting.
Look at this.
Yep.
That's not a stock photo. That is their photo.
Okay, good. So
Also,
overall is good.
I'm not a graphic designer, but if you guys look at the black house, you can see like a really botched up Photoshop work done there.
Who said you're not graphic designer? Cool.
So do you see a customer journey in this website?
So it's well done. With some critique, it's the really good done website.
Yeah, it's very clean.
And call to action is right there. Contact us, leave the form. And if we go up, all the way up, there is no other buttons out there, right? Whoever did this website, they just wanted you to scroll to go through the entire journey and to land into the contact us, being hungry customer.
That's so interesting that you don't actually have the opportunity to skip around. They want you to go through this information in order.
So what we're doing very much actually is UI UX related, but we are in the previous phase, pre-phase, in value proposition. And Shana, you have 5 more minutes left. So let's inspect the last one website, or shall we do it by our own and you will finish your slides? What do you want to do?
I have a soft deadline actually, because I said that I might later not come because of other things I have to do after this too. So I have a soft deadline. I can hang out. I do want to look at this. So this is a multi-page website. It's not about looking at all the pages. The reason that I wanted to put this website for us to take a look at is because the language in this website is very proud. It's very much like, look at what we can do. Morven Construction is whatever. I don't necessarily want to read it all, but all of their copy is about themselves. And naturally, you do want to educate your client about yourself, but that's not how you connect necessarily with your client. That's like if you're in a room with somebody or across a table from somebody and all they're doing is talking about themselves. Whereas when you look at Seakill, Noé was saying that this inspires trust because they took time to think about, how does my customer feel? And then they crafted a customer journey that addresses the way their customer feels, including there's a testimonial. I found this so freaking funny. I always thought when I built my home that I'd be in litigation with my builder. Instead, they have become my good friends. George and Rick are the best. That's one of their ideal clients.
Right there, yeah, represented. And there is no such a feeling on the last website you demoed, but it's make me thinking that maybe this website for Marvin Construction, maybe it's B2B, business to business. They don't want to make any specific emotional connections. Maybe they have sales team doing the legwork, and this website just as a business card has to represent how cool they are.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, because you also want to be the superhero that fits with your market, and maybe your market does not want to see a soft touch.
But it's a really shiny website, creating this wow feeling about their power and capability. And I'm wondering, who do they attract to this website? What keywords do they use to attract if they spend fortune to create such a website. They definitely spent another fortune to attract, but who? I have no idea who they want to attract. Employers?
They do say somewhere, I don't know who they're trying to attract. That's true, but they do boast that they do government contracts as part of their.
So they want to attract government. Maybe they don't because they're just bidding. Okay, it might make sense. Any other comments? Maggie, was it useful for you? Is it interesting or satisfying new perspective when you build your website? I do want to share one slide or one image. I don't know, shall I put it into chat? Share screen. Share screen, please. Yes. So why we're talking about this, all of that. Here is the website with the professional web agency process. And we think about business objectives first. You see what I see?
Yes.
Good. So business objectives, what's your business objectives? Who do you want to attract? The second question, target audience, and thinking about them shall be like your starting point. Instead of business objectives, okay, as a business, I want to make money selling this and that to those, right? But who are those? How do I help them? Because if I'm not helping them, I cannot attract them. They will not pay for my services. And that's where the real journey begins, with the target audience. And the slide with Canvas Shana showed is the exercise. It's really powerful exercise, which we can practice sometimes, which is part of the course, the Lean Startup Canvas, the course of website planning and information architecture planning, which has to be done, performed no matter what. It's too late to build website and then to do this exercise. It's better to do this exercise first, and better or worse, but still speaking the customer language. And then thinking about, okay, if I want to attract this kind of target audience, then I will explore this strategy. If I want to attract that kind of audience, then the strategy should be another one. And user experience, because it was mentioned, it's coming to play only on the third level. It's not where we start, if it makes sense. And then we think about website features, we think about how to enable process. Oh, I see a typo. Okay, sorry. I will stop sharing my screen. I think Shana still has something.
Yes, I wanted to share opportunities for.
My statement was about where these stand, what we are trying to accomplish today. Any website planning starting with website objectives are started with business objectives first, and then continue with target audience. What I've been doing with this myself as a business, I've been interviewing potential customers. I want to serve those customers. Okay, but those customers cannot pay. Oh, too bad. So I have to switch, as a business, I have to switch my customer avatar. So I'm switching customer and I go interview those customers, and I find the opportunity to match my offering to those customers. That's how I think as a business. Sorry, Shana, go ahead.
I just wanted to show, I mean, how are you guys feeling in this conversation? First of all, and then I'll share. Is this connecting with, how is this connecting with your goals?
It's definitely, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It's just definitely helping me see a lot more how to objectively look at my website. Right now, it definitely speaks to me because it's obvious what it's trying to say because I helped put the words there. But if someone didn't know exactly what we did or what we were trying to accomplish, I can see that it could be a little bit confusing. So it's definitely guiding me a little bit to try and make our value more obvious. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Noe.
I was about to say the same thing. It's putting me into perspective of what I need, this, you know, specific wording to make that potential client or patron, in this case, I'm talking about the library website, comfortable and feel, you know, well taken care of.
I truly believe you have to speak with the business, or if the business is yourself, if you're selling your services, then you are in the business, right? So speak with the business, trying to get their objectives. What do they want to accomplish? What is it? Okay, I'm a business. I want to accomplish this. To who? Okay, it's not about me. It's about them I want to serve, because that's where Shanna began with her slides initially, all about passion or changing people's lives. Why we're in business if we're not changing people's life? Why we're in business if we're not offering transformation? And it's very much marketing language, because nowadays marketing is serving these transformational journeys. They push us to think about marketing as a transformational journey to your ideal customer. Okay.
Does anyone else want to share how that's connecting with your goals?
Yes, I think that helped me because like normally when I design and I build my website, I don't have an outline. So look at this website and with your comments. So, and then I kind of doing backward, because I did my website, I did not have my outline or my agenda, like the process, what I need to do. So I just like jump in, build it, design it, but like I don't really have like the step, like you know what I'm talking about. So that
reminds me myself.
Yeah, so that helped me like if I design my new website, so I can like write down the agenda, the process, what step that I need to do, and maybe I can check off. So when I finish my website, maybe I can check off my list. So I think it's helpful.
When you put yourself in the customer shoes, it definitely changes your perspective. It's not about me anymore. It's about them, how I can serve them. Look what I have. Okay, it's cool. You have it. Let's
so
hear
before
from
you design a website, you meet with the clients and you just ask them a lot of questions based on what
business
they need.
objectives first.
Mm-hmm.
Business objectives first. What the business wants to accomplish.
Gotcha.
The second, you're asking another bunch of questions about their customer avatars. And then it turned out about their customers, ideal customers they want to serve.
Gotcha.
And it turned out so many times they have no idea about that, or they have very rough assumptions, or they just make wrong assumptions. And that's the moment when you go to the field, or make them come into the field trip and explore the reality. And they can be so mismatched. A lot of findings are coming there. So before designing any website, actually, it has to be the discovery session.
Do you ever have like a questionnaire ready for your your clients?
We do.
Like a pre-template?
We do. We also have a course, which is not only just handling this questionnaire, it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have to feel why to ask those questions, because then you will face them, bumping on all these bump roads. Shanna, can you have a slide handy, please?
Oops, this is, we'll come back to that. This is what we're talking about.
No, both slides are really good, actually.
I'm assuming that meant you wanted to go back.
Yeah, let's, it's on my way, I don't see. Yes, these are upcoming opportunities for how we will continue with this series, because it's another big piece. And I believe there is one more, November 23rd.
Oh, I don't have that one here.
Okay, so. Okay.
November 23rd, but I know what it is. It's essential technical things for running a website.
Yeah, what do you need to run website, or choosing content management system for your website, knowing all these obstacles or the opportunities you want to offer. Speaking of customer journey as well.
Right. So this eBlast and customer relationship management platforms is looking at the tools that help us to speak to our customer avatars in their own language. And we may have more than one customer profile. So then maybe we want to send certain subject matter to this person versus to that person. So there's software to help you so that you don't spend your entire work week sending emails to all of the various people that are trying to interact with your business. So, and then we also have a upcoming opportunity to go deep into the type of material that we were talking about tonight to understand exactly how to profile a customer and then translate that customer avatar profile into a map for developing your website to have the optimal user journey to match your customers' objectives with your business objectives to make a happy marriage.
And to have dots connected, we also keep in SEO in consideration when we start planning. Otherwise, you have a website which is not SEO optimized and it's mismatched with keywords. So thanks to search engines serving us to do a better job actually with planning.
So I'm not sure for who in this group this appeals to, because I know some people have already gotten some website basics, but just for your awareness, after the website planning, because this is the beginning of the journey as we've established, right? So we will actually escort people who want the support to understand how to bring this journey all the way through. We have a boot camp, and the second class in the boot camp is website development, building a one-page website with HTML and CSS. So we can talk more about that if someone would like, if anybody here has any questions. But does anybody have any questions about this, first of all? Okay, so the website planning class, who is feeling like they want more support with actually seeing how to implement this deeply in your website project?
I would.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you. I think I will stop recording here.